Well, good morning, boys and girls. Guess where we are? You can't really tell exactly where we are, but we've got musical instruments, and we've got the man that knows all about them. This is Dick Young. Dick, what store are we in? You know
Hi, we're in Pecknel Music Company in Greenville, Jack.
Yeah, so we thought, what better place to come and learn about some musical instruments. Now, I don't see any common things like trumpets and saxophones. What are you going to tell us about today?
Jack, we're going to talk about a whole family of instruments today, the percussion family.
We think of drums. I think most of us do when it comes to that.
Right,
like,
and we have some of the more common ones here in the front.
Right
the
here.
drums and the conga drums.
Now, wait a minute. Conga, you got to be, what country do they play that in, Dick? I mean,
these are, the congas are Latin American instruments. We see those mostly in South America. But they're used very commonly in, there you go.
That's very good. I almost started into a dance there. I almost just got into that.
Feet started moving.
Got into that groove, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
But now, we always think of this, kids that are taking band in school, this is, of course, the snare drum down there. That's the one percussion instrument most of us think about, I think, and kids that are interested in it will have that first one.
Right. The snare drum is sort of the basic percussion instrument.
And you don't play those with that?
No, normally we have some other sticks that we play that with.
What will you use those for? What type of instrument?
Okay, these are used for things like the bells.
All right, go down there. Let me put the microphone down there.
This is...
And I believe, Dick, you need a lesson. You know, can you play anything like with, you know, a musical number? Can you?
Jack, it's backwards.
Fleas?
It's backwards right now, but let's see if we can play something that we just went through the Christmas season. Let's see if we can play something.
All right. That's good. Oh, that's very good.
How about that?
Read it upside down and backwards. The notes are written on there. That's good. What's that called, by the way?
These are the bells, the concert bells, right?
Okay. All right, show me something else kind of different.
Now we have some things that are a little more unusual, some of the things that we don't see quite as often. Hold this for me.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll be glad to. Yeah, I work cheap.
These are the temple blocks. And they come in different sizes to give different pitches.
That's good. Okay, very good.
Anything that's hollow will work, right?
Thanks a lot, boys and girls. Yeah. My head's not hollow, is it? What else do you have?
Okay, this is a fun instrument. Quite a few years ago, it was common to use an instrument made out of the jawbone of a horse or a mule or a donkey.
Yes.
And by striking that, the teeth would rattle, and that would give a sound. So a lot of people didn't want to fool with that, so they came up with this instrument that sounds like the teeth rattling in a donkey's
skull.
Donkey's jawbone.
What an imaginative thing. Obviously, they ran out of things to do that day in the cave. And,
that's right.
But what is that called?
That's called a vibraslap.
I'm sorry I asked, Dick. Let's move down a little bit now. Hey, speaking of farm animals, donkeys and things, boys and girls, you know what whose neck this hangs around, don't you? This is a little piece of cow jewelry. Now, I never saw a cow that didn't wear one of those. They're very fashionable, and what a nice gift to give. But that's a cowbell, but there is reason to use this, I guess, as a percussion instrument.
The farmer uses this to keep up with his cows. The cows have a little clapper in here, and when they walk, it swings, and the farmer can tell where the cows are. But the musician uses this for...
to accent notes. That's very good. I like that. All right,
good accent.
All right, now let's see. Let's go down here. What is this? That's kind of neat.
Okay, this is called an afuchi kabasa.
I beg your pardon?
An afuchi kabasa.
Speak English. Speak English. Say it again.
Afuchi kabasa.
It's a thing, boys and girls. It's a thing.
Now,
let's find out what the thing is.
In Spanish, kabasa is head.
Head?
And so this is...
Well, get a close-up. That's almost like rubbing sandpaper, but what those are...
That's right. These are little beads, and they rub against a corrugated metal cylinder here to make the rattling sound.
And no home should be without one of these, boys and girls.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another Latin American instrument that... and the people who play this have a specific style that they use, and they can get a lot of different things out of this. But these are just beads on a hollow gourd, and they shake it back and forth or do it like this to make the
But traditionally, a lot of these later things you're showing us are more associated with Latin America, meaning South America. And of course, we live in North America, so that's down the road past Columbia. All right, now what do you got there?
This is called a flexitone, and you may have seen someone play a saw, a musical saw, and this is to give the sound of a saw.
Now turn it sideways so they can see that. Isn't that neat?
By pushing in and out on this, I can change the sound.
Golly. what fun you must have.
That's a Halloween sound, isn't it?
It is. What fun you must have running Pecknel music. Now, this, I like this. Being a weatherman, I like rain occasionally.
This is a rain stick, and this came from our Native Americans, the Indians, and this is made out of a piece of cactus that has little spurs or fingers on the inside.
Right. Which were on the outside, I understand, and they were pushed through. Is that correct?
No, they grow on the inside like that. Right. And then the beads inside run past those and make a sound that sounds a lot like rain. This is called a rain stick.
You like that? I like that.
Rain stick.
There's about a 60% chance you'll like this if you own one. And now this, everybody's seen one of these. Okay. And if you take math in school, you've learned that shape. That's called a triangle.
Triangle,
three sides.
correct.
Try three, and but it makes a nice sound, doesn't it? Huh?
They tell me that a good percussionist can get 15 or 20 different sounds from a triangle, and they have to practice a lot to just play this simple musical instrument, because different places that it's hit produce different sounds.
Well, Dick, whatever you say, I don't know.
Right.
I didn't hear but one sound. But,
well, I'm not a percussionist.
And
so.
since you have bird legs and you don't sing well, we brought the bird call. You going to demonstrate that for us?
The percussionist is also in charge of sound effects, and he has all kind of different things to make different sounds. This is a bird call.
Now, there's water in there.
That's right.
And I guess you're blowing into the water, making the bubbles, and it creates that fluctuation sound.
Produces the sound.
Well, Dick, this has been fun. We're at Pecknel Music in Greenville. These are percussion instruments, boys and girls, most of which involve the striking of the instrument to make the sound. Dick Young has been with us. Dick, wave to the kids. Will you come back and see us?
I'd love to.
Good.
Thanks.
Don't go away. Well, good morning, boys and girls. Get that head out of the bed. Take a look. Here he is, the man, the myth, the musical legend. This is Dick Young, and we are. And how could you ever get old with a name like Dick Young? You know.
I hope I don't.
Look at that gray in that hair, young man. We're at Pecknel Music in Greenville, and Dick is the man that knows all this music, and we've got a special guest with this segment, don't we?
Right. We have a very special guest today.
He's going to explain some of these things, but Dick, what do we have here? What can you explain to us?
Okay, we have some of the brass instruments today, Jack. The members of the brass instrument family, and this is one of the more common ones. It's the one that everybody knows.
Don't tell them. What is it? See,
you're right.
Yeah, it's a trumpet. That's right. And they all work on some basic premise of that mouthpiece. You want to explain that to me?
Right. Brass players make the sound of their instrument by buzzing their lips. Sort of like a
don't
motorboat.
do that. It's too early. Quit doing that.
Sort of like a motorboat sound.
Is it anything like us kids call raspberries?
That's right. Exactly.
No, not quite. That's it.
Right. That's right.
And then what?
And then the sound travels down into the instrument, and the valves change the notes or change the pitch of the sound, and the trumpet, the metal vibrates and amplifies the sound.
And you got marching bands, and so in other words, if you take and put it up to this, that's the first thing, right? It would become. Whoops! I can't do it.
That's it. Great.
Sounds like a dying duck.
Yes, you do.
Or a cat under the bed. Now, if you put this and this on top of this, you might make music.
That's exactly right.
Let's try. You wanna?
Can you do that?
I don't know. But notice, when I try, my lips never leave my face.
You've never touched one before,
Never.
I assume, no.
Please, don't applaud. Just send money to... Never mind, I'm kidding. Now, this is the trumpet.
That's the
then
trumpet.
They get bigger. What do you do here? You what is this thing now?
You'll notice as we look at instruments that the larger the instrument gets, the lower the sound goes.
And that's similar to a trumpet, just more tubing and...
This is a larger instrument called the baritone horn or euphonium. And it has a larger mouthpiece.
Right. For big mouth people.
That's right.
Such as our next guest.
That's correct.
Let's get, hey, Kevin Gossett, join us, Kevin. This is our friend Kevin. I'm going to get between you two guys. Kevin, how are you?
Doing fine, Jack.
Kevin's a Furman graduate and going to demonstrate this for us.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I'll see what
does that mean, just a little bit?
Just a very, very little bit.
I understand, but we're going to bring another one on in a minute,
right? Yeah, just a big bit.
All right, put those lips together. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cover your ears. It may be loud. This is a what?
Euphonium or baritone horn.
Okay, that's good. You're a show-off. That's what you're a
wow.
show-off. And wait a minute. Hey. And if that's where you keep your umbrella. Is that why that
that's
sounds
right,
a
or
little...
grow flowers.
Yes, there's a person living in there, too, a small person.
correct, right.
Now, Kevin, you brought your own personal instrument, which is even bigger than this. What is
Yeah,
that?
it's a lot bigger. It's got
Go get it,
Okay.
big fella. And we'll just put that
We'll
over
put this
there.
on the side.
We went from the trumpet to the euphonium to Big Brother there. What is that?
It's got a tuba.
A tuba. Can you play anything for us on the tuba?
Yeah, I can play a lot more on this. Than
In
I can.
fact, I think we're going to close out this segment at Pecknel Music. Dick Young, thank you for being with us.
Thank
Boys and
you.
girls,
Thank you.
listen. Kevin Gossett, take us out of here. We want to hear this tuba. Go right ahead.
You like that?
I love it. Give him a nice hand. Boys and
Great.
girls, give him a
Great.
nice hand, please. Hi-ho, get your feet on the floor, get your head out of bed. It's time for music. We're at the Pecknel Music Company in Greenville. This, Mr. Philharmonic is with us. No, I made that up. That's not your name, is it?
No, it's not Phil. It's Dick.
Dick Young.
right,
Dick Young,
That's right.
the man that knows music. Dick, now, we each time we come to visit, we talk about different types
Right.
of instruments.
That's right, Jack. We're going to look at the flute family today.
Let's flute, okay?
We'll go flute, right?
All right, what you got?
This is something that the boys and girls can do at home. Be sure to check with Mom and Dad, but you can find an empty bottle. It doesn't have to be a large one like this. It can be a small bottle. And you can produce a sound by blowing across the top of it.
That's a musical instrument?
That's right. You can make a musical instrument out of this, and getting different size bottles and filling them to different levels with water will produce different sounds. And
Yeah,
you
but
can-
people got more sophisticated
That's
along
right.
the way,
That's
didn't
right. All along the way. This is an example of just a little tube that can make a sound. There's a small one, and then one that's a little bit larger
they? For big mouth people.
makes a lower sound. And then someone came along and put several tubes together to make what is called the pan flute. And this is what we see Zamfir playing on TV.
Well, Peter Pan played that. Is that why they call it the
That's
pan
right.
flute?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
But this is just a group of different sized tubes, and by blowing across the top of them,
I like it. I like it, and the kids could learn to do that,
now
huh?
Zamfir can take this and play music on it.
He can, unlike the man holding it.
That's right.
Okay, but these are easier, really, for most people to learn. This is really sophisticated flute stuff, right?
correct.
What is it? What are these?
Jack, the flute is a member of the woodwind family, and the name wood comes from the fact that at one time flutes were made of wood.
Well,
This
they're
is-
not made of wood anymore, are they?
No,
I mean,
no, they're not. This is an example of a flute that's about 150 years old, and it shows that flutes were different at one time, and they were made of wood. This one's not playable, by the way.
let me check. What kind of wood is that, Dick? Tree wood?
That's grenadilla wood.
Tree wood.
Grenadilla
Okay.
wood, right? And this is what the flute is now.
Right.
This is the instrument that the flute.
It's
Now,
made
the
out of
flute-
metal.
That's right. The flute has a hole right up here, and by blowing across the hole, just like blowing across
Which
the
is
bottle,
like that,
that's right.
kind of. Okay.
We produce a sound, and instead of having several different tubes, we have keys which
Close the holes.
close the holes and make the tube longer or shorter to make different sounds.
So here we go. All right.
And that's the flute.
I like that.
And then the flute has
A baby
a
sister.
baby sister called the piccolo, and this is the smallest member of the orchestra or band. And as the smallest member, it has the highest voice.
Highest notes, okay.
That's the piccolo.
Yeah, if there was a glass sitting here, you would have broken that.
That's correct.
But they're all based on the theory of blowing air across an opening.
Blowing air across an opening, that's correct.
And if anybody knows hot air, you and I know it.
Well, we certainly do.
And can we come back and see you at Pecknell
I would
and
love to, and
talk
bring the
about
boys
some
and
other
girls
things?
with you.
Well, we always bring them. We hope you've enjoyed this. We'll come back and visit with Dick. Y'all have a good morning. Stay with us now. See him out there, Dick? See him sitting out there watching television? Well, good morning, boys and girls. Hey, I'm in heaven. We're at the biggest drum store I know of. This is our friend Freddie Wooten. Freddie, good morning. How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks.
Good to see you. What's the name of your new store here in Greenville?
It's called Palmetto Music.
And this is the man that plays the drums, sells the drums, and collects them. And come on over here. I want you to tell me who our young friend is. Whoa, I'm turning things over here. Come on over here. Who's this little guy right here?
This is Chip Cash, who was on Kidsizzle about 3.5 years ago.
I think so. He was 7, and how old are you now, Chipper?
I'm 7 then.
You're 7 now, but you were 4 then. That's it, right?
Yes, sir.
Turn that head around. Look at that. That kid's got TV hair. Look at him. He needs to be on television. His hair doesn't move. Let me see you play those drums at 7 years of age, and I want to talk to you. Give him a nice hand. I think we all agree. Yes, it is. Boy, that kid is smoking at 7. Now, Chipper, who taught you to play the drums?
My dad.
Is he as good as you are?
Yes, sir. A little better.
Oh, isn't that nice? Well, guess who I brought? Look at here. Here's the old man himself. Joe Cash, how are you?
I'm doing fine,
Hey,
Jack.
boy, I know you're proud of him.
I
huh?
am. He's great.
Well, boys and girls, we want to show you that not just kids can play the drum, but us old people over... Well, us old people. I'm not going to say how old we are. JoJo, let me see what you can do on that trap set here. Is that all? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. I need a little downbeat. Tell me why the chicken crossed the road.
To get to the other side.
Do it. Give us a little drum. You know, that's all I wanted to hear. Now, there's one man. Come on over here, sir. This is Mr. Cash Sr. He's the man that taught Joe to play. Is that right?
I just suggested that he start.
You're so modest,
I
Mr.
don't
Cash.
have the talent that these boys
Well, but
have.
you played, didn't you?
At one time, but it was a matter of having a set of drums. Back in the Depression days, you didn't have to have much talent.
Well, I want to see that picture you brought us. And, of course, this is Chip's granddaddy right over here. Does he play pretty good, Chipper? Have you heard him play in the last 50 years? Let me hold that up.
Don't ask that.
Tell me where you're from while we talk about this picture.
This was from Hartwell, Georgia.
Hartwell, Georgia. Well, there's still a Hartwell, Georgia. They
Yeah,
watch us, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's you on the drums.
That's right.
And there's a famous father up there of a girl from Georgia that's a movie star. Who's
That's
that with
right.
you
That's
up there?
Don Basinger, who's Kim Basinger's father.
Kim is a big-time movie star.
Big time.
Very good. I'm telling you what. And we're sorry we can't get you to play today, but we think you kind of gave all these boys the ability, or at least the desire.
Well, I hope I had a little something to do with it.
Well, we're going to try. I'm going to try to play with them. Can I do that?
Good.
I hope so. Freddie, get over here. This is Freddie's store, of course. This is Palmetto Music in Greenville. And Freddie's got all the drums I can ever hope to look at, and they all look great. Freddie, I'm going to try to play the trumpet with these boys. I don't play a whole lot. Would you hold the microphone?
I'll be the microphone.
All right, okay. And please don't applaud, ladies and gentlemen. Just send money. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Are you guys ready? Wait a minute. My tongue was caught in there. Okay. Lost a little something. I lost a few notes in there, you know. Give our friends a nice hand from Palmetto Music. Thanks for dropping in. You got, come on, play us out of here. Play us out of here, guys. Come on. Ready? 1, 2, ready? Ready?